Hey you guys, it's Beth. I just wanted to pop on here and continue our conversation this month. September is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome Awareness Month, and it is just my hope to bring awareness to PCOS, what it means, and just help educate and then hopefully help you become an advocate for your health if you are dealing with PCOS. And so along my journey of the last 13 or 14 years, I can't do math in my head, of being diagnosed with it, I've come up with some things that you probably shouldn't say to those that have PCOS. And I wanted to share those with you. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't come out publicly with my struggle with PCOS or even acknowledging the fact that I had it until about 2 years ago. And by then I had already been diagnosed for 11 or 12 years. And so I was dealing with it with my close family members who knew and my best friend who knew. And that was about it. I didn't have a public following of people who were curious about what it meant. And now I'm out public with it. It's part of who I am. It's part of my journey. It's part of my story. And I know how private it can be. I know what a struggle it can be. I know how hard it can be. And so maybe you're struggling with it and not a lot of people know. Maybe you don't have it and you have a friend who has it, or your daughter has it, or somebody close to you has it. And I just wanted to just share some things of what not to say to someone who does have PCOS. The first one being, let's start lighthearted. Don't tell them that they're moody. Don't even bring that up, because with the imbalance of our hormones, that is a symptom of PCOS. Like that is a symptom of just being moody. That's what happens. I like to tell the story that my mom calls me an elevator. Maybe not so much anymore, but when I was growing up in my teenage years, I was an elevator. I was happy and then sad, and then I was happy again and then sad, and it was just up and down, and that's part of it. But what made me tick even more was when someone brought it up and was like, "You're being really moody today," and I just got more angry. So don't point that out to someone. They probably know it, and it's hard to control, especially if the hormones aren't balanced. And so just don't even go there. Another thing is, I know that a lot of times we can complain about where we're at. We can complain about not feeling motivated, or not being able to lose weight, or being overweight, or whatever it is. Don't tell that person to go, just go lose weight, go work out, go whatever. Because it is extremely difficult to lose weight with PCOS. Again, it has to do with the imbalance of our hormones, especially insulin. So if we don't have our insulin in check, that is what's going to be, or make it really hard for us to lose weight. And a normal woman probably can lose weight easier than us with PCOS. So saying, well, why don't you just go do something about it? That is extremely frustrating, to say the least. I wish I could drop the weight that I have, but it is a struggle. It is part of my journey. It is something that I've had to deal with most of my life, because I carry my weight around the middle, and that is a sign that my insulin is out of whack, and I understand that. But to get the nutrition part right, you have to overcome so much in the head. You have to make choices that you don't want to make. When your friends are going out for pizza and you're trying to get those hormones in check, you have to make sacrifices, and it is hard. It is extremely hard. And so saying that to a woman with PCOS, just go do something about it. Just why don't you go lose weight? It's extremely difficult and very frustrating. And then the last thing that I want to bring up, and this I'm just going to cover all women in general. Don't ever, if you're a man watching this, or if you are waiting for your grandbabies or something, unless you know the person and you know their struggle in and out, and you know what is going on in their life as far as their family plan, do not ever ask them when they are going to have kids, or if they're ever going to have kids. That is a surefire, that's a way to get excommunicated out of that person's life. For me personally, it doesn't bug me as much because I know that my husband and I are not in that place right now, and we just tell people, you know what, we're not ready for kids. And that is the honest to goodness truth for us. But I know women out there that are struggling to get pregnant, and they have had miscarriage after miscarriage, and they just can't get pregnant no matter what they do. And that is extremely hurtful to them. That is, it just goes deep. And that, you know what, their fertility, their family plan is none of anybody's business. My family plan is none of anybody's business. And I will stand up for anybody who is being asked that, because it drives me insane. I don't know why, as a society, we think it's okay to ask women, well, when are you going to have kids? There's so much more to it these days. And I don't know if it's because it's talked about more than it used to be talked about, or because our nutrition has changed so much, we just struggle more with various things of aspects of getting pregnant. I have no idea. But that is the most frustrating question to be asked, and it can be extremely hurtful. And so if that is something that you have asked in the past, I personally will ask you, please reconsider before you ask a person when they're going to have kids. If they're your best friend, that's probably fine. I know that my best friend and I, we talk about our family plans all the time, but she's really that close to me. Now, if I had someone else come up to me that I didn't know, I might not be so nice back. But seriously, I would just ask, just be considerate of what is going on privately in other people's lives. Even if they don't have PCOS, there may be something else going on. And that is a hurtful question to some women. So those are just my top 3 things, what not to say to women with PCOS. If you have something that you'd like to add to the list, I would love to hear it. I want to hear all of the things that you get asked that are really frustrating that you don't think anybody should ask you. So drop them in the comments below and let me know. I hope that you have a great evening. Tomorrow I am going to be back on here, and I will be sharing things that you can say to women with PCOS. Until then, good night and have a wonderful Friday morning. Bye.